All righty.
Yep. Welcome to the Monday, August 3rd, 2020 meeting of the Sconset Advisory Board. As a preliminary matter, this is Rob Benchley. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Staff, when I call your name, please respond. Okay, the affirmative. Okay, here we go. Caroline Ellis.
Yes, here.
Okay, great. Mary Lathrop Will.
Yes, here.
Great. Angus McLeod.
No
I don't
Angus.
hear- Okay, no Angus. Clement Turkis. Turkey.
Here.
And Rob Benchley. That's good. Let's see. The open meeting of the Sconset Advisory Board is now in session. It's being conducted remotely, consistent with the Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the Governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with the agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting may or may not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Sconset Advisory Board is convening by video conference via Zoom, as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Now we're turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do, permit me to cover some ground rules for the effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking, and remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. After members have spoken, the chair will afford public comment to those members of the public that have joined the meeting via Zoom. Okay, here's a call from Angus. Angus, hang on a second. Members of the public who wish to speak must state their names and be acknowledged and speak through the chair. Each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. Before we get started, I just want to see what Angus has to say. Yes, Angus. Okay. Perfect. Thanks for calling. Bye. Hi, everybody. That was Angus. He'll join us in about 10 minutes. Okay, so call to order. We've done that. Members present, we've done that. Adoption of the agenda. I would ask for a motion. I'll make the motion to adopt the agenda as presented by Holly Backus. Do I have a second?
Second.
And all those in favor?
Hi.
Oh, I
Aye.
Do I need to call a roll on this one? Yeah, I better. Caroline Ellis.
Yes.
Hey, thank you. Mary Lathrop Will.
Yes.
Thank you. Clement Durkes.
Yes.
And Rob votes in the affirmative as well. All right, next on the agenda is, let's see, are we moving on to the first item? I just don't have the agenda in front of me. I'm sorry.
Yes, we don't have any approval of minutes right now.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll be able to get those to you guys. I apologize. I know they're a couple of weeks out.
That's quite all right.
So I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
we'll go on the first. This is 15 Beach Street.
Okay. 15, okay. Codfish Park is busy this year.
Yes, it is. So this is a move off to move on the adjacent parcel.
And do we know what the owner who is wanting to move this cottage off his property is planning to do to his property once he's got more space?
Do not know.
That worries me a bit.
I don't want to assume, but it would. The only thing we have is assumption that they're planning on building something else there.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a reasonable assumption.
Yep. So this structure has been surveyed from the HDC's 1989 survey that does say it's circa 1916 NHL document said that it was a 1930 bungalow. So obviously the earlier the 1900s. Here are the elevations of the existing structure.
What is exterior?
Exterior.
Oh, so it's not the former cottage.
So that's it right now. I
This
do
is
know this.
very,
Yep.
I would never have guessed that this cottage had contributing status by looking at it. I mean, clearly they've done an awful lot of updating to it or dramatically changing it. My guess is they have more dramatic changes to the neighborhood in mind.
Yeah, that looks like a new building to me. Newer.
Newer, possibly.
When I read the information that we were given in advance of this meeting, again, this is Mary, I thought, oh yeah, fine, okay, well, I have reservations about moving it because I'm afraid of what's going to come in its space looking at that lot. But my real reservation was for the new locus. It will obliterate the neighbor's light. That being the little house called Gone Crazy, or Gone Native, sorry, Gone Native. Gone Native will become just, I mean, it's a horrible thing to do to your neighbors, what they are planning to do. That house is for sale right now, so my guess is it will, and it's the cheapest house in Sconset. My guess is that it will adversely affect its price, or if it's already sold, the new owner will have one nasty shock.
Mary, may I ask you, where is that one in relationship to the site?
So what they're planning to do is they're planning to move that little cottage right there, you've got your thing on it, to east. Yes, exactly. And then Gone Native is the house just to the left of that on your screen. Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, and it's tiny, and where this house is going, you know, any natural light it gets or any view of the ocean will be gone, baby, gone.
So Gone Native is at 11.
What
Roger.
number?
Yes,
11?
yes.
So I can get my bearings here. I just wanted to show you, since I think both these, obviously these applications go together, of
Yeah,
where
they
this is going. Obviously, this existing structure that's on this lot is not contributing. That was built in the 80s, 1980s. So I was concerned on whether meeting setbacks or not, but it looks like it's going to.
I'm sorry.
Barely.
Which house? Are you talking about the barn?
Gone Native is right here. I'll zoom in to 11. So Gone Native, the one that Mary was talking about, is right here. And then, of
Right.
course, this is the structure in question that's being proposed to be moved right here.
Okay, but the property was Mr. Malden's garage, wasn't it?
No,
It was John Santos's workshop that used to be in that area.
I can.
Rob here. Mr. Malden's garage was the one that's right, is to the north.
This one?
I'm sorry. Nope. That was Iskey's.
That was his keys. Yep.
That
That one?
one. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I can't, I just can't see. So that's
That way.
Mr. garage?
Yes.
Okay, next to Fawcett Way.
Correct.
And so the building, that the new building is going to be part of the same property, is a new building or an old building?
It's been around for a while. It was the Stegelmeyer's house. It's been worked on a lot. The one that it's going to. This one's moving to that
Right.
former Stegelmeyer property.
Okay. But, and so it meets putting the other house, which was behind Iskey's, right? It was Iskey's, isn't the one that's being moved Iskey's property?
It looks like it was where Iskey's property was, yes. It looks like where Iskey had his workshop.
Okay, so, and on the new location, it isn't our business, I guess, but the ground cover is okay?
Well, they have to lop the porch off, and I would argue that the porch is one of the more attractive features about the house. It's very Sconset-y. It's very kind of like the Underhill cottages. But the porch has to come off when they move it, I recall.
Yes.
And that's for ground cover?
I believe so. I think otherwise it would be in the setbacks. I mean, porch doesn't count in ground cover, I think,
Right.
but
That's what I was wondering.
If you look at the proposed,
Yep, that's
when
what
they move it, when they move it to this new location, they're actually proposing to add on this, it's a deck.
Is
the
that part of
island.
this? Is that part of this application?
This is the second application. I know, and this is the move on.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
So if you look at, I guess maybe if I put these side to side, if you look at the existing, that elevation, let me get to that. Which I think, Mary, is what you're alluding to, yeah, it gives it that cute, quaint right here that they're having to take off, and they're proposing when they move it, it's going to be, right? That's right. Yep. So they're both,
Okay.
those are the elevation, existing south elevation is going to turn into the east elevation, so it's going to be rotated, and they're going to lose that covered porch, and they're going to propose this little stoop.
That was nicely done, Holly. Thank you for doing that. Side
You're
by
welcome. Yep. I've had some experience on this now.
side. I bet. Well, I don't know. I have a funny feeling about all of this, and it's almost like it's a mini neighborhood development that needs a master plan that we can see? Because Mary's concerned about what's going in the other space.
A
I
new
don't know. Maybe that's outside of our purview, but
is, don't you
Yeah.
think?
It
It's
is,
out-
but it would be nice to know.
It's outside of our purview, but none of us fell off the turnip truck the other day. So, I mean, we all know what's coming here. The whole sort of ethos of that area is changing. And we had concerns when we were talking about the house across the street, the little shotgun, the historic shotgun that Mary Bergman gave us such wonderful pictures of, and it
Yeah.
just made it come alive to its potential. And I mean, it's going to be changed. Yeah, the whole vernacular, the whole vocabulary of the area is changing.
Can I make a public comment? Or is there-
Yes, please.
Okay. Mary Bergman, Preservation Trust. I think, what Mary and Rob are talking about is kind of what interests me about this, which is you're then creating an area that's going to be more dense. And I'm kind of wondering how is that going to later impact the discussions around 10 Beach Street?
Mm-hmm.
How that, we're told, or this body, I think, has said a couple of times that they don't want the streetscape to change, and this will change the streetscape. But it's kind of this catch-22, because we know that what will happen to this house next is a move-off demolition request, I would imagine. But then so I think you're right. It seems like it would be great to know what the plan for all of Codfish Park is, but it might be beyond the purview of this committee.
Now, there were no historical information in these applications about the structure.
What a surprise.
Yes. So there's that. I will say this, that the application for the move off from 15 to 9, at least it's not a move off demo. It's a flat move off. And it's only going to an adjacent lot. So I think the context is, it's still there. It's in the same subdivision. I think that is something to look at positively, but I do agree it would be nice to know what is being proposed in its place, and is it going to be sensitive to the area?
right.
Oh, we got Joe Topham coming in. He can tell us.
Good.
Hi, Joe. Let's see. See if he's fully in. Hi, Joe. We're talking about your applications.
Yeah, sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
So, Joseph Topham for the applicant. So what we want to do is we want to take the existing cottage from 9 Beach Street and move it over to 15 Beach Street. Or 15 Beach Street to 9 Beach Street, sorry. There'd be no changes to the elevation. The only thing we do is there's a little covered porch currently on the south elevation to the right where that 9-light door is. Would like to remove that just because of the setbacks when we get to the next project.
Joe, it's Rob Benchley.
Hey, Rob.
Hi, Joe. What do you know of anything what's planned for number 15 after this house gets out of the way?
What we'd like to do is the structures that is currently on 15 is too small. So what we'd like to do is something a little bit larger, maybe twice the size of the footprint. We're limited. As you can see, we have an existing septic system, which will have to be upgraded. So we're limited, but we can expand this footprint. So that's what we're hoping to do. Either we'd like to do a 1.5-story structure. So that's kind of our goal. And once we hopefully get this approval, I'd like to start working on those plans. So I would say within 2 to 3 weeks, you would see a new application for that structure. But I'm also waiting for some information to come back from the surveyor, so I'm waiting on a couple pieces of the puzzle.
Now, Joe, I was going to ask you, I didn't see any historic information in this application. So I did look to see the HDC survey from 1989, and the NHL documentation indicates that it was between 1916 and 1930 bungalow, and the HDC survey says it was Santos property.
Yes.
Okay.
So there was currently a historic garage there prior to my client purchased it. I think Joe Lauer owned it, and he knocked down the old Santo garage, and I think it was around 900 square feet was the garage that was on the site, and they knocked that down and they put in the 331 square foot cottage.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm 6'4", 250 pounds. It's extremely small. I have a hard time navigating through it. And my clients, they want to move in it. So there's 2 of them. So it's not big enough for their needs, sadly. But the beauty is their neighbor, Bobby Brown, she really likes it and it's going to work for her needs. So that's what she wants to move it. So we've got Toscan all lined up, ready to go. They could move it quite easily. There's an currently existing shed on 9 that we're going to gift to some either organization, or we'll find someone that needs a little zoning shed and remove that off. So we're trying to save everything and not demolish anything.
All right. So that leads me to believe that the HDC survey represents the Santos structure that's no longer there, and this is a contemporary.
Yeah, I think that was granted in 2009 from the HDC to knock down that
2009?
whole garage.
Okay. Yeah, Joe Lauer. Okay.
Yep, Joe Lauer.
Just so we can have some context on that, and I'm not
Yes.
giving the
Chip Webster designed this cottage.
Okay,
So
and that makes sense.
Oh, God.
Yep. So that means that survey needs to be updated on that. Not surprising. Okay. Any other comments that you all have? Where's Angus?
On 9,
Yes.
first
For,
one,
for the move off.
for the move off, sorry, 15.
Yes.
In looking at the screen, this is Clement, in looking at the screen that you have up there, I'm afraid I'm mentally challenged on this. So the one that we see, the rectangle that says just house,
yes.
yeah. I mean, is that what's being moved, or is what is in there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's being moved, but where's it going? Is my question.
From 15 Beach Street to 9 Beach Street.
Right here.
Okay. So I just don't see the whole overall 15 to 9.
So I got both site plans next to one another.
Okay,
Here's the
good.
existing,
And it's going to go back there to the right
and
of it?
it's right here right now facing this direction. It's going to be rotated and moved here. So it's going to go
Oh,
perpendicular.
I got it. I see
Yep.
that. And then the thing that we're saying, just residents, is that,
This is an existing structure. It looked like it was built in the 80s, 1980s.
okay, but it has nothing to do with what we're talking about now.
No, it's just on the same lot that this house is being moved to.
And what are the 2 dotted red lines around that?
So it says zoning setback lines. So what I like to do is the zoning, I have to come in 5 feet, but what I do is I come in 5 feet and then I give 6 feet, and it lets me know, you can see in the existing building, it's a pre-existing non-conforming structure.
Mm-hmm.
So it also lets me know in this new structure what, within that little shotgun area, how I can place the building so that I'm evenly spaced. I don't have any roof overhangs or any decks that are projecting into the setback. So that's it's my information to make sure I don't get myself in trouble.
Okay,
That's smart.
Well, yeah. I haven't done it yet, thank God, knock on wood. But it's something I've always done the moment I started doing CAD work. So I don't touch any of the surveys work. It's my lines just for my information. But it lets you know where this property will be, where it will be sited on this property. So.
Okay,
this-
so just,
I have a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Clement, sorry.
no, you go ahead, Caroline.
No. I'll wait.
No, I'm just still looking at that, what you just showed us, Holly. We could
Oh,
get back
sorry.
to that.
The new
Okay.
location.
Yeah, and all that little grid thing is the sewer. So
Yeah.
you're sliding this house to the right.
Yeah, so where the north, you see where the north arrow is? We're Lily's sighting sitting over that north arrow, and we're moving it, 75 feet and rotating it 90 degrees.
And taking off the porch.
Just
and
that
adding
little
it
porch,
to-
yep. That's it. That's the only thing I have to do. That projects, and I don't think it would make the move anyways, but, if we were going to rebuild it, but we just can't, as you can see by the double red lines, that it would be
Mhm.
into the setbacks.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I mean, this cottage, actually, there's 2 or 3 other people that if it doesn't go to the site could go somewhere else, but I actually think this is the best location. I mean, it's a really tiny structure. I think it fits really well within this area. So, I mean, the building's 16.5 feet tall. So it's really going to have almost no effect on this neighborhood. So,
Is-
Joe, this is Mary. It
Mary.
will kind of have an effect on the house that's next door to it, the little one called Gone Native. They're similarly sized. I think Gone Native will kind of lose any of its natural light with this house being placed where it's going to be placed. Have you taken a look at that just so that you're aware of it?
So we have, but you've got to remember that the elevations have now rotated, and we will be, how do I do this? The sunlight will be running along the street, it will be going up Beach Street. So it's not going to affect anyone. They may have a afternoon shadow line, but midday from probably, I guess, from like 9 o'clock in the morning till probably 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It will not affect anyone's sunlight. So, and there's a lot of vegetation there, and we will have to remove some of that just to get this in place. But then my client wants to replant some of the trees or relocate some of them. But that's why where the shed is currently on 9 Beach Street, that's where we want to site this. So.
And it's proportionally, it's how much bigger than the shed? You said it's only 313 feet or something, square feet.
So it's another 113 square feet.
Oh, that's not, so it's a third bigger.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Joe, there was a previous comment before you came in. I figure I'll lead this one on. So on the south elevation, I'm gonna scroll to both south elevations on both of them. You're proposing to remove that front covered porch
Yes.
and just have the new front stoop.
Yes.
Is there any, because this gives it's a kind of a quaint detail, even though this is a contemporary structure. Is there any way to add that element to this location? Because you're kind of losing it without having it there. That feel with the covered part.
I think we could do that. It would be greatly reduced in size.
Yep.
But I could do some small portico cover roof on top of that.
Okay, I would suggest that because it kind of it's lost.
Okay.
And then you had,
It's also being rotated. This is Clement again. So if you're rotating it, it's not, the front door is facing a different way. If you want to
Right.
identify the front door with some kind of a little porch of some sort.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the cottage. So the main entrance to the house is Codfish Park. So everyone parks within that little 9.97 square feet and walks from the bottom of the page, top of the page, over that new sewer. So, you know, it's not like this is the main structure, but you, as you walk in, you will see to your left, as you're walking across the front yard, you'll see that front door. And without ripping out the little kitchenette that's currently in there, we would like to just keep the doors. And that's why we don't want to do a lot of renovations or tearing it, you know, destroying the character of this house.
Yeah.
It's Rob Benchley. I'd like to ask Joe a question. In the plan, where you've got the septic system laid out, are those dashed lines around that? Is that mounted there?
No, so what I have to maintain is a 20-foot buffer. But where this is sited and the soil is sand,
Yep.
we're hoping that we can get a variance from the sewer department to say, can we go 10? And this is not going to leach. I mean, this is a tidal area, so the littoral system's going by. This is going to be, you know, these systems will never fail within Codfish Park because there's so much water movement in this area, as you know. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I have an outside 20-foot, which I have to maintain per code. It doesn't touch any dwelling or structure within the neighborhood, but we're hoping just to say, can we go back to 10? I doubt we'll get it, but I just was showing the 10 for my client, and just because then it touches no one's structure or anything like that within the area. But I have to, because we're doing any change or revisions to a structure in this area, you know that you have to upgrade your septic system. So I have to upgrade the septic system at 15 and 9. So.
Thank you for that information. I was just curious. Thank you.
Yep.
That's the existing cottage.
Hey, everybody, it's Angus. I'm joining late. Apologize for that.
Hi, Angus.
So that south elevation, the proposed south elevation where there's a gable and the outdoor shower, that's what's facing the parking in the street?
Well, they actually have 2 parking spots. They have one on Codfish Park, and then they have the other one on Beach Street. And my owners, when they're there, they like to use the one on Beach Street. But when they rent it, all the clients like to come off Codfish Park parking space, believe it or not. So that's why this now new east elevation will be facing the street, if you will.
Here, I'm going to pull up the map so you can see. I can get to it.
I agree with Holly about the porch. I think that's a welcoming detail to have over the door. I mean, other than protecting the door from the weather, but it's just that, you know, it's such a petite scale, but within that scale, it feels like there wants to be something horizontal breaking up that gable end.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that the current one is a little bit overpowering and almost hides the front door. So I do think that putting one back is fine. And I think putting it back in a smaller scale would be better proportion for this structure.
It would be so great if that bay roof could just continue the rest of the way across, but that's too low.
It's too low. It's going to be impacting the front door.
Yeah.
I mean, with the one now, I have to duck going in. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
But we were there with a builder, and it's kind of a funny story. We were there with a builder. We were talking about moving it, and my client asked him a question, and he walked outside, and he came back in, and she's like, "Where did you go?" And he's like, oh, I had to go outside to change my mind. This building's too small. It's really cute. It's really, but it's extremely small. And we were all congested in there. And, you know, trying to do this in COVID-19 was very interesting as well.
What about a bracketed awning?
I like that. That would even, yeah, I was thinking that something along those lines would be great, Angus.
All right, so do you guys have any recommendations on the move itself? The move off, I should say.
Hi, it's Rob here. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I mean, it's, you know, we're not throwing out a house, we're just moving it. My biggest concern is the neighbor. And maybe our biggest concern will be what the client would like to do to replace it. But I guess that's a different application, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, this is Clement. We're just definitely, I mean, doubling the density on that little block, but.
I can say, Joe, that I'm glad to hear that you're looking at less than 2 stories, because the scale is going to be the biggest thing with your proposed new one when that time comes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I know that. But also what's around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
As much as being a tall guy likes 2-story structures, but I think 1.5 stories would be fine, and I think would fit within the scale.
Yep.
But that's for another day.
All right. So the move on. Overall comments.
Move off, Holly? Excuse me.
Either one. Just let me know what your so I can make sure that each application is clear on your comments.
I
This is
have
the
no comments on the move off.
Is there a plan showing where it was and where it is proposed to go?
yes. So side by side, here is the existing location. And then if you're, imagine that it's here, looking along Beach Street, and that's gonna be rotated to this location.
Thanks.
Mhm. And the expand of the exterior shower, I wasn't,
So that's more the platform right now. It ends. It's just the box,
Okay.
the enclosure. And so what would be nice is just to step out and, you know, put your shoes on and not step on the ground, get out of the shower. So that's why I'm just expanding the base platform.
okay. Because I'm like, wait a minute, it's the same size. So that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's just a platform. There's, yeah. But we're going to have to rebuild it. So that's the other part of it. So it's going to be new. That's the one thing that won't transfer over.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's cute. So this is the elevation that you all will see on Beach Street.
Yeah, so that gable is, you know, with a D window is at 12 feet. So the beauty of this is proportionally and from perspective from the street, it's going to look small and then kind of rise and go away from you. So it's not going to, you know, it's probably going to visually seem like 15 feet to that top gable, you know, maybe a little bit more, but. And it's also rolling down the hill, so it's going to be lower elevation-wise by 2 feet.
Is Toscana putting a foundation underneath this?
It's just a crawl space.
Yep.
Right now.
So this is Mary. In comparison to Gone Native next door, if this is at 16 feet in height, Gone Native's probably about the same. So they'll be comparable. You'll have two little, essentially from Beach Street, you'll be looking north and you'll see two little shotguns houses within 10 feet of one another or less.
I think this might be about a foot and a half higher, but it will be behind it. So
It'll be behind it. Okay.
yeah. And there's screening already there now between the two properties, and we want to maintain that as well.
Okay. Well, I think that fits with the vernacular of the neighborhood, the existing vernacular of the neighborhood. I don't have a problem with that. So, Holly, to go back to you in terms of how do each of us feel about the move off? I'm fine with the move off, especially since it's being reused. I think that's a good precedent.
I agree. It's Angus.
Rob agrees with that. It's called Codfish Park Checkers.
We actually wish we had the old Santos garage and we could renovate that, truthfully. You know, we'd like to have saved that and converted that into some structures. But anyways, that's been demolished.
Any other comments for the move on? It's cute.
Rob doesn't have any, you know, I think it's fitting.
Same for Angus.
Same for Mary.
Yeah, I agree too, Clement. I do like the idea of some sort of awning or something added to
Yeah.
the front door.
Agreed.
Keep that character.
So would you mind if do you want me to come back with a revision, or can I get a building permit and come back with a minor revision for that awning? I mean, I'll definitely do that. I'm just curious of the balance or the timing. I'd like to get a building permit for the move off, because that's the only way Toscana will get me on their schedule.
Yep. Are you on the agenda for this evening?
Yes.
This? You are? Okay. It'll be based on that conversation with the HDC.
Okay. All right.
So I will obviously give them their, the Sconset Advisory's comments, and definitely mention about having that little awning over there. They may agree, they may not. But it's up to them, really and truly.
And what time? 4 o'clock today?
4:30 is when they start. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I might be able to generate something quickly from now to then.
Joe, I would, on that note, since it's on tonight, and I know it would have been helpful for the Sconset Advisory today, but is there any chance you could have a photograph of the streetscape of what it looks like now? Because I think that's the biggest thing, is trying to I know you got existing photographs, but showing especially their concerns on 11 Codfish Gone Native of where that is in relationship to where this is going, so they can get an idea of that. Because I think they would agree that would have been helpful.
I think I could do a sketch. I don't think I could get it into CAD, get everything generated that quickly.
That's
but I'm
fine.
sure I could take a photograph and do a overlay, something fairly quickly.
I think that would be helpful. Do you all agree that would be helpful for the commission based on your comments?
Yes, I do.
Holly.
Yes.
And we're talking
That's
from
great.
Beach. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
We're talking about from Beach Street.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay,
You all
thank-
agree to your comments for this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And the chair would like to note, just appreciating Joe Topham's presence at this. It
Yes.
cleared up a lot of things, and it's very appreciated. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Glad to attend. Just sorry I was a little late.
No worries.
I was too.
I was 3.
All good.
Bunch of bad boys.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, take care.
You
Be
too.
safe.
Thanks.
Next one is 4 hydrangea. We're going on a different angle here. Hold on one second. This is all right. 4 hydrangea, and this is a new dwelling.
Cool.
They're so boring. Oh my God. Oh.
I guess these photographs are existing structures on hydrangea because it's not built out. Yeah, so it's this lot. Get to the architecture. Elevations. And I believe this is the elevation that you're going to see from Sconset Road.
From
Oh, that
Milestone?
This one.
it's Rob here. So that, am I correct? That lot, its longest access is east-west.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the lot in question right here. Yeah.
And this is Milestone Road down there.
And this is Milestone, correct. Yeah, so you turn in here. So you're,
Oh, yeah.
no, so it's the second lot in.
And that's a couple of 100 feet from Milestone, maybe. I wish they'd put that on the drawings. I can't.
Yeah, I would
So it's
say-
not the lot that's right on Milestone.
No, it's the second lot. Well, hydrangea, the way it was developed, you've got this little like HOA, homeowner association lot, I think right here, which is this green space.
Mm.
Lot 1, and then this is lot 2 right there.
And lot 1 exists, Holly, right? I mean, that house, it says number 1 hydrangea is already built. As the first one on the left, is that right?
Let me confirm.
Yeah, just because it says lot 1 doesn't mean it's,
Yeah.
Right,
The
yes. Yes,
Okay.
lot 1 is already built. Yes, that's the one that you already see.
And it's number 1. That's what
Correct.
it-
Yep, this one.
And that photograph is from Hydrangea Lane.
Correct. So it doesn't show you what it looks like coming into
From
the
the miles.
subdivision. Yeah.
Okay.
They're all kind of about the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a subdivision. It's a suburb.
Yeah.
They look like suburban houses.
So boring.
Yeah.
I assume whatever, the front, that looks fine, the front entrance. The side looks massive, and a basement.
But they all do. They're
Mhm.
all that way.
Mhm.
Can you the front door though? I mean, would that help to change the front door and not do those little lights? And it looks like,
Don't be.
oh,
Well, no one else is going to see it.
yeah. But see on number 14, at least that has a little teeny bit of charm.
Look.
I mean, I don't know.
So you like more of this just simple kind of craftsman style door?
Yeah.
Well, as opposed to the Home Depot thing, yeah.
The side lights just
Yeah.
Aren't they?
give it
Is
that.
it Angus or is it,
Yeah.
you know?
But the difference in the windows bugs me on flanking the front door. I'd
Yeah.
rather those be matching, and I know that there's a stairway to the left of the door, but it seems like the windows could be either, I don't know, either closer to the door or something to make it work, but it feels lopsided, like those windows seem too small to the left.
Ooh,
Yeah, they could be, yeah. 6/1. Are they both 6/1? Yeah, that's a lot.
wow.
What faces Milestone isn't not attractive, but it's nearly completely screened by #1 hydrangea. So
Yeah. doesn't
That's
matter.
this elevation right here.
The south elevation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
May I have to interrupt, please?
I think these will all get sort of crammed in cheek to jowl that you won't really see the north and south elevations of these.
Right.
It'll be pretty much what you see on the street.
If the front door and that window could be changed, I would be so happy. But you're the design person.
Yeah, it's Rob here. I agree with the transom, the side lights on the front door. Looking at the other photographs they provided, there aren't any, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Once you plant a seed, especially if it's Oriental bittersweet, it kind of takes off. So, and if nothing else, the house looks very rentable.
Have a pool yet, though. But maybe that's the association.
Right.
None of the examples that they've shown so far show side lights,
Right.
in photos.
Yeah.
Right.
Possibly number 5 does, but I can't quite see. And we don't either.
Angus, you're right to your point about those windows flanking the front door. You've got that larger window here and then those smaller ones at the stairwell.
Yeah, bad.
I don't know. I think it's
Would that
better.
diamond pane, would that change it? The old ones in Sconset? And in fact, Susie Dehart's house just had a diamond pane window in. It's so charming. It would change it completely, wouldn't it?
Yep.
A diamond window?
Yes, the old ones.
Yep.
Like on Casa Marina.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to see the stairs. If you took away this is Clement, if you took away the side lights around the door, then you would have more room for those. Perhaps you could put in bigger windows to the left.
But
You'd have more room.
I think the stairs go up though.
Yeah, the stairs do.
See, they
So
have-
there's a little bit that there's deceptive here. When you're looking at the front, the east elevation, that bay window to the right, it looks like a bay, but it's actually a continuation of the same plane. I think that needs to get set back because it's awkward. It's like everything is semi-symmetrical on the front, but then that wall is longer and it's lopsided. Like it's like the porch wants to go as far as that wall does, but then it's extended out beyond the gable end on the east side. I mean, on the north side. And you see it again in the right elevation or the north elevation. See the bay window? It's flush with the front.
Yeah.
And so that ends up, so there's a whole plane from that north side of the bay window to the south side of, that south gable. That's one long wall, except the porch stops shy of it. And the door is not centered on that wall. It's centered on the second story rather than the first story.
Mm-hmm.
In 3D, I think that becomes more apparent. Because of the corner posts, it looks more correct, but
Right.
when you're seeing it in real life, I think that will look weird.
Yeah.
I'd close it into the size of the sofa. And then the door would feel centered. And if they pull the windows in a little bit, they could probably fit, or make those windows just a little bit smaller. I don't know. But whether they do one window on either side of the door or a little bit smaller windows, but it feels like one window's too large and the other one's too small.
I wonder if they unganged these and it was a, I don't know. Almost feels like it needs to be a picture window, but eek.
we have those.
True.
Talk about suburbia.
Right, I know.
I was thinking of Wade Cottages
Oh,
with that lovely big window. Oh, but I don't know. I think it's just ugly. That front is just, the porch is, doesn't do it.
Okay.
Also, it's Rob speaking, if I may, on that front door. If they got rid of the side lights and actually put either a 2-2 or a window in that solid door,
Mm-hmm.
that would give them more light, and then kind of get rid of the Fairfield County look to that door, and might give them some more room to play with those windows. I mean,
Rob,
they've kind of created their own problem by having a stairway coming down on the main facade of the building. So, but that's the inside, and that's not our purview. But
that goes to what Caroline was saying about this front door for 14, where it's got that,
And I think.
yeah, it's got that craftsman style look with the windows in it.
Or
oh
it could
yeah,
be the big ones, you know.
Any comment as far as it looks like the windows in these existing houses are all 2/2.
Yeah.
I don't see anything. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with some of these photographs, but I don't see smaller panes like what's being proposed.
number one has 6/6
Do they?
in the dormers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like the 6/1, but it is sort of leaning towards the craftsman style. And maybe the way to go with the windows on the left side of the door is to just go with the upper sash, just six light
Oh,
windows,
Yeah.
the same size as the sash on the other side, and not do the ones below it.
that works.
That would be great.
That'd be cute, actually.
I like that.
And then that way they could scoot it over a little bit further towards the stair, and it really could be, you know, the same distance from the door, and reinforce that symmetry.
Because it doesn't have to go too far, does it? To be centered there. That makes a big difference to me.
Yeah, me too. That's a great idea.
Thank
Yep. Rob agrees. Thank you, Angus. That's why you're on the payroll.
So this is Clement. Sounds like the consensus is get rid of the side lights, turn the left windows into just 6 or 6/6.
No, just sixes.
Just 6s. And try to move them to the left a little bit to even it, to balance it.
And then wouldn't they be the size right-hand window, the upper part, or no?
Yeah, it would,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
What's in that room? Oh, the entry foyer.
Right. It's where the stairs are.
Yeah, they could bring those windowsills up.
And they
Pretty
would.
well.
I like that. Very nice. Charming. Improvement.
What do you all think about shrinking that sofa bay on the north side, a couple of feet on either side, so that it pulls back from the facade?
Right here.
I don't really care. This is Clement.
The sofa bay. Oh, I see it.
Bringing it in some.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it kind of looks like they just needed to, they had a few square feet left in their footprint, so they just pushed that out. Does that go to up to the second floor?
No.
No,
No, it does not.
it's just a bump.
It's a bump. It's a sofa bump. Okay.
A new term. A term.
Yeah, that makes sense. Looking at the north elevation, yeah, it's almost like they put the bump there to break up that wall. But anyway, yeah, I could go with having a smaller bump.
Or no bump.
Well, the bump at least. You all know that.
Okay, well, I think we're in agreement on the east elevation.
Oh, windows are big.
Yeah, those are big windows.
I don't know what the size are. Let me see if it's on the plans. Here we go. What number was that? Sorry. They're not identified?
There's a teeny writing that I can't
All the
read.
information's on the window. The upper sash
Yeah.
lowers and the lower sash raises. What's up with those arrows?
Double hung.
They're
So they're
cleaning it.
I don't
On
know
the
which
top
ones
right
they are. Do you think they're these 9x5s? 9.
Feet?
Yeah. I can't. Those are large. Because if you look without a scale in my hand,
They're the 2852s, so 2 feet 8 wide by 5'2" long.
2852s. Okay. So where is the 9 foot?
This 9x5 one, maybe that's. Maybe it's this, the triple?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. 6/6? 6/1.
Why do they change? Yeah.
Nine-foot window?
Yeah, I don't see it. 3 of them, right?
That's the ganged.
Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, yeah. South elevation. First floor. Oof.
There's a lot going on in this elevation. That's an outdoor shower. Yeah, that's an outdoor shower.
Why is the master suite orange?
Don't know.
Don't know.
Maybe.
All right, I just noticed these are 6/6 as well.
So okay. I just noticed on the, I guess it'd be the west elevation, the back of the house and the master
Yeah.
suite up on the second floor. If you look closely, there isn't definition of sash, upper and lower. I believe those are casements made to look like 6/6. We're not going to see them, but I'm just saying.
Well, they don't have the little arrows that says they go up and down. So maybe that's, they're
Yeah.
fixed. They're fixed.
Where are the balconies?
I think they need those for egress. The window has to be that large.
Hmm.
And this also has a basement, I believe, based on that. First floor.
But no second floor deck. Amazing.
Yeah, yeah, Rob. That's where the windows go. On the back, that's where the deck is going to be. You can be sure.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no way.
Once they move in, it's going to take a long time for someone to scrape those arrows off the glass.
At least you know we move them.
Yep.
All right.
Are
Any
we
more
good?
comments?
I don't think so.
I think, yeah, just the door and that window.
All right. Next one is 18 McKinley to rebuild a deck. McKinley, here we go. All right, I'm gonna.
Rebuild something deck, no size change. One minor railing change, it says on that application.
So obviously this is also a contemporary
Right.
locus. And that's this deck, which I thought was just pretty cool.
It is cool. And why would they be putting that new typical railing on the south side? The
Yeah.
rear, is that for airflow, do you think?
No idea. That would make sense. Right here.
Is this the house with the little fish pond in it?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it
And
came from years ago. I think it came from New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it was brought to the state.
Huh.
Wow.
I mean, I don't see any problem with changing that little decking because I don't think it's going to be visible to anybody, but honestly, it seems to be less attractive than what they've currently got, which has some real character to it.
I suspect it rots, Mary. That's
Yeah, that would make sense. There must be a better way of doing it, but whatever, it's fine.
fine. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Seems
I-
like they would, in a crowded area, it would give them more privacy.
Yeah.
It is unique. Uh,
Probably a painting nightmare.
It's
I would-
weird to have just a deck like that, you know?
Yeah.
That isn't sort of incorporated into the building. I feel like that solid rail creates more, especially since instead of it being shingled, it's all white, you know, for the rest of the walls. It feels more appropriate than just your typical baluster railing.
Yeah. But it can't be seen from the south, I don't believe.
Right, so that's this.
It's
It
their backyard, really.
Oh, yeah, it is pretty far back.
Let's see.
You can see it from McKinley.
You could see that back view.
Look at the cornice work. Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't it lovely?
So,
Remember who built it, who brought it. Remember, it was so exciting. Everybody look at it in the fish pond and
Yeah.
The Lathams, the barn or the house next to it, you know, on the McKinley side of it was brought and reconstructed.
oh, maybe that's what
Did
I'm
they do
thinking.
that with both buildings?
Well, maybe I'm misremembering. I thought it
You
was.
can see, you sort of see, you look down the drive, you can see what would be the west elevation. I don't know why they call it. They're calling it the west elevation is called north for some reason.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that.
The picture in the top right corner, the aerial view, has the north orientation, and
mhm.
on the west side, I mean, that's what you see from McKinley is the west side.
That's right.
Being on the right side.
Yeah, this is what you see from McKinley, right?
Yeah. And that should be west.
And then the right elevation should be east.
No, it should be west, right? No, it should be north.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, that's, yeah.
I've been down along that garden. It's really nice. A lovely garden.
That
They
whole
might
is beautiful.
for the Sconset Trust. Remember when we did open?
Did you do an open house there? I did not go. Sorry.
So it was many, many years ago when we first opened houses. I think this one. Very charming. Would be fun if they could copy or play on the paneling to somehow allow more air if that's what they're after.
Yeah, certainly a
More
raised lower
formal.
rail.
Yeah, something more formal, Angus, or but that's, you know, even the Chippendale sort of nice.
My concern really isn't the south or the east because I don't think you can really see those, but the west you can see it. If they wanted more air, they could raise the rail a little bit and
Yeah.
have air between the roof or the deck and the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's back down a driveway, but you do see it.
Mm-hmm. So pretty.
I wonder where this was moved from in New Hampshire. It's so cool.
Well, and maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it was the house next door, but see the windows above on the front? That I can remember everybody thought that was such a curious detail for Nantucket.
Mm.
And I think it arrived at the house, you know.
Very formal entry. It's pretty cool.
Lovely.
Would it be enough to just comment that we prefer the current treatment?
And could it be elevated for air if that's what they want, or how do you say that?
That's a good question.
Or do you say unsure why being replaced?
Well, it's probably just rotted to
Right. That's what
rotted to different.
yeah. I guess it doesn't matter. It's such a thing.
And the roof is probably leaking too, the platform.
So it's this elevation that's being changed, right? Right there. The way I see it. Am I right on that?
Yes.
Okay. So at least from a visibility standpoint, it's this side.
Oh, it's only the east side.
The east. Okay, so.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I thought it was just this side that was being.
That they're calling south?
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
The way I see the drawings. So that's the front, that's the way back. That's the, like, on the side view, if you go up the driveway and you turn, that's what you're seeing. And then this is the back.
Right, that's what faces the water.
Yes.
Right. Right.
And faces the pool. It's really the interior
Interior, yep.
view of the deck. So for whatever reason they want those to be slatted like that, I don't know the reasoning, but it's whatever they want to do it. So I think that's fine. It's fine with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
view, light, air, all of it.
So they'll see that from the pool, and from the deck down to the pool, they'll have a better view.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
I honestly, I wish they would get rid of it. I mean, if it's about the connection between the two, it seems like it would make sense to do, you know, one panel on the right and one panel on the left, and have it all open rail in the middle
Right
instead
here.
of having a post in the middle.
Yeah.
And also, it leaves that south end just sort of like a hanging wall, you know.
Mhm.
By bringing in a little bit, it would give it more oomph, you know, like the solidity that it looks like now. But you can't see it.
But we can make that suggestion and then they can do what they want to do.
Yep.
I like that, actually.
Got it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I guess there being no other business, the chair will make a motion to approve the comments we have just made. And I'll take a second and then do a roll call.
Second.
Thank you, Angus seconds. And I will, those in favor, Caroline Ellis,
Aye.
thank you. Mary Lathrop will. Angus McLeod,
Aye.
thank you. Clement Durkees
Aye.
and Rob Benchley says aye. And the chair notes that Mary Lathrop will did not vote, but that's.
Oh,
we
I'm
have-
sorry. I was muted. I
Oh,
when I thought I was unmuted, and vice versa.
look at
Sorry.
She gave a thumbs up.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
she did.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that. All right. Thank you. And the chair makes a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Thank you. And Caroline Ellis,
Yes.
Mary Lathrop will,
Yes.
Angus McLeod,
Aye.
Clement Durkees.
Yes.
Thank you. Rob Benchley, it's unanimous to adjourn. I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.